Alrighty guys, we're back for Simple Stompy, and this is a Through the Omenpaths Standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. We have all four Hemosymbic Mites. It's a 1 green mana 1/1 whenever it becomes tapped. Another target creature you control gets +X/+X till end of turn, where X is this creature's power, which of course can get out of hand pretty fast. We have a whole bunch of ways to boost the Mite in here. Now, most of the time when this gets tapped down, it's because you're actually attacking with it. But we do have one way to tap it down without attacking, and that's actually District Mascot, making the cut as a 2-of in here. It's a decent enough way to go ahead and pop some artifacts too. It's pretty good to pop things like Pinnacle Star Cage, which is a card we see for sure. So how about boosting that Mite with Giant Growth? Yeah, why not? All four of them making the cut. 1 green mana, target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Putting that onto the Mite, that gets out of hand pretty fast if you got a couple creatures actually getting through. It should be easy enough to actually get these creatures through because we have trample on a lot of them, like Pawpatch Recruit making the cut as a 4-of. Also a card you want to consider a 3-drop too, because that offspring comes in handy quite often, especially if your turn 1 looks like a Llanowar Elves, which is making the cut as a 4-of as well. Frenzied Baloth in here is a 4-of. We have Overprotect being able to give trample, and then of course Hexproof and Indestructible also coming in handy. And then of course the +3/+3 coming in handy too. How about the Aloe Alchemist? This is a 2 mana 3/2, and when it becomes plotted, which it plots for 1 and a green, target creature gets +3/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. Beautiful. All these cards that give trample should work pretty well with Dragon Sniper, that death touch, huh? Now Vigilance and Reach is also packed onto the card, and Dragon Sniper in a deck list that knows how to boost it in general is actually pretty disgusting. Okay, more protection packed in with a couple Snakeskin Veils and just a little tiny bit of removal with a couple Rhino's Rampage. What's nice about this as the choice spot removal is it actually does give the little boost too, so there's a possibility where you're actually boosting the Mite with the Rampage as well. And then hopefully it's not a trade at that point too, because this is a fight spell, not a bite spell. So we got 22 forests. That ought to be enough, I hope. I think there's going to actually be a lot of turns where we want to see like our 4th mana and just do a whole bunch of things all in the same turn, but we'll see, we'll see. Maybe it's too much. Yeah, we'll have to find out, huh? We got some honorable mentions over here. Hard-hitting question almost made the cut for sure. And then Royal Treatment I thought about over the Snakeskin Veil, because usually you go Veil over the Treatment because the +1/+1 counters actually stack, or maybe your deck list cares about having counters on things too. Whereas the Roll cannot stack, but since we only got 2 of the Veils, I really did consider Treatment. Still, there's a possibility that you drop 2 Veils on the same creature and want those counters to stack, so. And Trash the Town is a little bit of like an MVP in the deck list that I actually play it in. It's another way to give trample to our powerful creatures. It's another way to boost the powerful creatures. It could have been the only card draw in the deck list. This is very much a deck list that'll fizzle out pretty fast, but also it should be pretty explosive too. So hopefully we don't have to worry about the mid and late game at all. Okay, guys, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video. So look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take this into some ranked, see how we do. Right into that first game. What am I expecting from the build? Simple. I called it Simple Stompy, and right now I need simple. I need something easy to play, not too many choices, drop some creatures, slam face. That's what I'm hoping for here. All right, great hand, dude. Oh my goodness, if Llanowar Elves survives, the opponent's in danger. It survived, let's do it. Offspring. I can't think of a better turn too. Of course, establishing Mite and keeping Veil open could have been decent too. But with Pawpatch Recruit on the board, anything that they end up targeting... Alright, we can establish Mite, probably. Want to keep Veil open regardless here. I should have swung first, actually. We probably should have swung. That's fine. We can keep them all open, play around a No More Lies too, if that's what they're going to end up doing. And I say two, but I guess we can do this similar concept with the Veil and the Growth. Maybe we do full swing here then. Okay, we full swing. We're going to go ahead and shoot the Sheriff, the Pawpatch Recruit. So let's go ahead and boost the Mite. And then we're going to let the Pawpatch Recruit die, unfortunately. Because on their turn, we want to keep the Veil open. To protect the Mite at all costs, as it'll do much more damage than the 2-1. They do have a third untapped. It looks like they're going to pass it right back. Although, maybe not. With double giant growth and everything, dude, if they go now and we go Veil, then they're in danger. They are going to go ahead and pass it back. We could try the Veil for more damage. That is a terrible idea, though. So let's see if we can see some mana off the top and potentially win this turn. We do find that mana, guys. Wow. So the goal here is to protect whatever they target and boost with the Mite significantly. So we have Overprotect open too with the double giant growths, or double giant growth Snakeskin Veil, and swing with the Llanowar Elves too, which probably is fine, I suppose, as well. I guess on the stack of this ability we could boost, but I'm gonna just go like one giant growth now, see if we can get something out of the opponent's hand. Going to be 3 steps ahead for a tapped out counter, guys. Wow. Okay, right. The giant growth is gone, but now we go for that full boost. Let's do it. Very nice, guys. Very nice. Woo, buddy. The opponent only had 3 turns, guys. That's crazy business. Yeah, they were going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place for sure. With all that extra protection that we had in hand and Llanowar Elves sticking around, always helping you do something, you know what I mean? Like that extra mana on the board is just insane. Right into the next game. Nice. Bring it on, opponent. I have just built up a lot of confidence with the build. We go first, wow. This time we don't have the Mite. That's okay, because we still might have, like I said, I just can't imagine a better turn 2 sometimes. Oh, Llanowar Elves sticking around. Heck yeah, dude. Wow. Now, taking out the Forsaken Miner with the Rampage isn't great, but it is fine to pair with the Giant Growth. We might get a good swing too then. Oh, Sir Vondum's gotta go, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Now, getting Mascot down's fine. Extra damage. Okay. We could save the removal for when Sephiroth comes out too, but I think we just go, right? Doesn't matter which one we plug it into because they're both going to be swinging. Actually, we might swing with all 3 of these, honestly. Rampage. No artifacts to pop, unfortunately. And we probably just dumped the hand instead of getting the extra one here. That's 8. So we'll swing for 7 and just go wide. Is that okay? Probably. Alright, opponent, that's everything. That's my entire hand. Go easy on me, huh? There's the Sephiroth. I'd call that right on time, right? They go up to 14 here. They don't have extra. Another Pawpatch Recruit's kind of crazy business, man. Now, I'd love to get that swing with the mascot, but that's the block, probably. We still probably like full swing, though. If we full swing wide rather than boost the mascot, I guess they have less block options, but then if they block Recruit instead, mascot might be able to get through. But the thing is, it can eventually get above 3, 4, 5, down to 9, up to 10 probably. Next turn off of a Sephiroth swing. Okay. Okay. It's totally fine because the block is going to be up to the opponent anyways. So we'll see what they actually end up doing here. I want to keep the card in hand hidden before combat, guys, because they might cheese, like we might cheese the damage through. However, it wouldn't. So the mascot was going to be the block. They go down to 10 here. They would have taken an extra one if I just would have swung wide. They go up to 11 because the mascot died too. It's always hard to remember that Sephiroth is both our creatures and their creatures. Another Recruit's fantastic, but we're in danger. So outside of that, we weren't able to cheese anything. It would have been pretty fine to play Recruit before and then crew up with the Recruits that can't actually swing. Blood Witch, we're in danger, bro. Ooh, Alchemist. Get one swing through. The chunkiest Recruit, probably. They got a Plains open here. I like this. Let's do it. Swing. Swinging wide with Sephiroth and Blood Witch is not a great idea. Right now, right? They do take the trade with the Sephiroth. That probably means Sephiroth number 2 is already in hand. They go back up to 11 here anyways. Luckily, they used both of their swamps, so they couldn't bring back the Forsaken Miner. Voice of Victory, 3 mana open, guys. I probably could have optimized this to push a couple extra damage through, but you never know what the opponent's going to do either. So it's hard to tell sometimes. And even so, if they were at like 9, it wouldn't be much of a different game, would it? So, and off the top, we'll go ahead and keep that in hand. Again, swinging wide isn't that great. Especially now that they got a 1/3, which blocks really, really well. Now, Blood Witch is only the cards that they control, unlike the Sephiroth. So if we lose some creatures, that's probably fine. Yeah, dude, I think we're in danger either way. We'll go for the full swing. We do lose our 2/1 to the Voice of Victory. But we probably lose a 1/1 to the Sage. They are gonna... Wow, okay. Yeah. I'm surprised by the block with the Blood Witch, especially on the trampling creature. They go ahead and gain 2 here. Back up to 10. We lose most of our cards. Oh, they get the Forsaken Miner back too. Oh, crap, man. Oh, crap. But, like, holding back versus this deck list, too. What were we going to do, you know? They would have just established even more blockers on the board. Yep. This is going to be a tough uphill battle regardless. They're even... Okay, I was going to say they're going to keep the Voice of Victory as a blocker, surprisingly. But no, here comes the swing. See, blocking with the Blood Witch was very surprising to me, especially with the Voice on the board, because that would have been a lot of extra damage from the... mobilize. So they do end up keeping the Voice back just in case. They are at 10, so it makes a little bit of sense. We are in danger as we go down to 9. Some simple spot removal from the opponent. It's going to be an Eaten Alive for the Alchemist. Oh no, and the mana that the opponent has is actually holding them up a little bit. Okay, guys, Giant Growth isn't bad. We'll go for the swing here. They get a block with the Gorehound if they want, but yeah, they do want, apparently. And we do get a little combat trick on the Voice of Victory, which is pretty cool. Save the Forest in hand because it doesn't do anything for us. Raise the past. No! Always looming on the horizon, the Raise the Past. Very nice opponent. Yeah, dude, we're super out of this one, but we'll go ahead and let the opponent play it on out in case they got any quests to get done for sure, especially the ones where you gotta attack with creatures and stuff. Bring it on, opponent. My Llanowar Elves will never surrender. Ooh, another voice too. I mean, that's a full swing if I've ever seen one, right? Servandum has Menace too, with the Gorehound. Alright, they saw it, And then also if the Blood Witch dies or something, like double Blood Witch damage regardless there. And then also damage from the Mobilize creatures that'll pop at the end too, so. The big reason that the opponent took caution is they don't know what this last card in our hand is. Which I can't think of anything right now in green for standard that would have helped. Maybe some kind of crazy life gain thing, but even so, that would have only saved us for one turn. Let's keep the ball rolling, huh? Two sides of the same deck list. Very much so. If you miss that early explosion, then you might be in danger pretty fast. I do think that Orzhov Sephiroth or Orzhov Sacrifice, whatever we want to call it, I think that deck list is usually going to be favored versus us. I do think they would usually win that matchup. So no 1-drops is concerning when that is the majority of the deck list, but double Baloth is pretty good. Kind of like the double Overprotect too, so going first is really, really good for us as well. Llanowar, hey, that's my card, opponent. You're not allowed playing with Llanowar Elves. Go, 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 Baloth. Run. Let's see what their turn 2 looks like with that Llanowar Elves, right? I mean, it can't be as good as a Pawpatch Recruit. I'm on the edge of my seat, opponent. What is it? Did they miss mana? They might have. Ah, Saz's Chocobo first. Okay, some mono green landfall then. For some reason, I was getting like Golgari vibes, you know? I don't know why. Tifa, wow. Well, yeah, it's all a problem, I suppose. Start with the swing. Drop Mascot Sniper. Drop Baloth, go swing. Could die next turn pretty easily, can't we? Baloth swing, it's not like we'll be able to win on a backswing because they'll be at 11. And if we see mana, maybe we could win on a backswing. But there's no guarantee of mana. There's no guarantee of survival even if we drop the creatures though too. Okay. Alright, we'll bank on a forest on the top and maybe we can win on a backswing. Yeah, they had an option to double block, but then they'd lose the Tifa, and that like all eggs into the Tifa basket, you know? Oh, goodness. That's not as bad as it could have been, right? Evolving Wilds. Oh, actually, it could still be bad. They still have a Llanowar Elves open. Okay, well, luckily, yeah, it could have been Veil on the Tifa, then... It could have been Veil first. Then it would have doubled multiple times. What would they have? I don't know, I'm getting confused. It was actually just Llanowar Elves, so they have enough blockers here. They might as well full swing. No, they plan to win next turn anyway, so they do keep the Saz's Chocobo as a blocker back. we do end up missing the mana anyways, and we would have needed to bank on them not having so many blockers too, so the Mite is great. Sniper is going to come down. I guess we could still go for the swing, but maybe we can actually take care of Tifa next turn or something. That's always a possibility. We're at 10. There's like a chance that they miss mana. Yeah, let's get the Dragon Sniper down. And Mite is better than the Mascot here, but either way, we're probably going to have to full block like everything on their board. We'll see. Ice Chill Explorer. Ah, man. Right, so the Tifa gets there no matter what this turn. Yeah, so maybe... And they do go ahead and drop the Veil from hand this time round too. Just to really, really make sure, right? Too bad Dragon Sniper doesn't have First Strike, right, guys? Oh, man, that would be super broken. So, at this point, Escape Tunnel, Evolving Wild, Tifa's only going to be like an 88 power creature. That's not even that powerful. That's actually pretty weak, right? Oh no, they did end up putting the extra counter from the Bristly Bill onto it as well. So it would have been a 92 power once they popped the Evolving Wilds. Yeah, I'll block it with the Dragon Sniper, but yeah, no matter what, we die here. But the Tifa dies too! Huzzah! The actual victory, guys. The true goal versus mono green landfall isn't to get the opponent to 0. It is to actually take care of the chunky Tifa. Guys, we're 21 minutes in. Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about the stuff that we talk about in the middle of the video, huh? Down in the description, we have that Discord link and that Patreon link if you're interested in joining either of those up or supporting the channel that way. And then also, guys, for the YouTube side of things, if you like the video, make sure you actually drop it a like. If you enjoy the channel, consider subscribing. Really does help out the channel. So thank you guys. Let's get a couple more matches in for sure. And we might even be able to fit 3 in, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Depends how fast the early game is for sure. I like this. This is a pretty decent, a pretty solid start. We'll get the Mascot down over the Sniper because there's a chance that we want to keep Veil open and get the Sniper down and then saddle up the Mascot. But a small chance. Okay, they actually are tapped out here. Maybe that is exactly what we end up doing. It's not bad. We could also plot the Alchemist. Keep Veil open? Is that really what we're going to end up doing here? I guess so. Like, the Baloth plays pretty good too, but getting the Mascot rolling is just not bad at all. Against Foundry, though, you got to expect, like, a Lightning Helix style deck list. I've been seeing a lot more of the 4-color control, and still every now and then Jeskai control popping up, which is very much a Lightning Helix style deck list. They actually play a tapped land, unfortunately wasting the Veil open, but it was still a fantastic turn, wasn't it? And another Dragon Sniper might tell us all we need to know. We could do the exact same thing. Get 4 damage through this turn. With Pinnacle Starcage looming around the horizon though, right? No, we're fine. We're totally fine. We could do Baloth. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. We could keep 2 open here for the Mascot's ability. Just swing for 3. If we really do think it's going to be a Star Cage. Okay, I don't know what we're playing against yet. The opponent hasn't given us any information, which ends up working out in their favor, I'd say significantly right now. I'm going to play around the Star Cage. It's too bad the Mascot ability wasn't just 1 green mana. Alright, 3rd mana. See if it pays off. It's going to be Trumpeting Connoisseur. All right, well, that's a payoff in and of itself, isn't it? We didn't get the other Dragon Sniper on the board, but now's the time, dude. Now's the time to push this damage through. I think it's going to be Baloth. Alchemist is free next turn if we do that, too. Into going all eggs into the mascot basket isn't the greatest idea. 1 extra damage. Mite's a little bit too late. That's a turn 1 if that's what we want to do. Alright, I'm going to actually plot the Alchemist, save the Baloth as a surprise, hasty way to close out the match. We still get 8 damage through here. Down to 7. 1 turn clock. I can only imagine the Get Lost is there. It's there, bro. Or maybe now is the time for the Pinnacle Star Cage now that we tapped out. Belgavoth's Lair. But like I said, I saved the Baloth as the hasty way to finish this. So we got 1 mana open. Another Dragon Sniper is not terrible, guys. It really isn't. Let's get Baloth number 1. Swing for 4. Alchemist is free. Anyone's game. It really is. They got plenty of cards in hand to try to control us, and Boros Colors knows how to gain life, so... Yeah, the big thing here is if they go into the board wipe, we have the last Baloth as the last little push. It's going to be Quintoris. Oh, okay. They got the Discover, so we could be in danger. Going to be Sage, so they get 2 blockers on the board, and the Sages do have lifelink, and they go back up to 5 here as well. Wow, guys. I mean, wow. A really good turn from the opponent. They're in this, dude. They really, really are in this. They got +1 on the Quintoris if we're not careful there. 3rd mana's not bad. Baloth comes down. They go up to 9 on the swings. I mean, we go for it, right? We just do as much as possible every single turn. With the lifelink on the Sage of the Skies, yeah, dude. Yeah. We really, really are in danger. Actually, we swing 9 to face. Actually, we have lethal on the board. We have 10 on the board. Oh, no, we don't. No, we don't. No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm miscalculating significantly there. We do like this. And if they want to keep Quintoris, they block the Sniper, and it has Death Touch, so the Sage of the Skies dies anyways. And they are forced into a block somewhere else. So it looks like Quintoris is out of here. They go down to 2, back up to 6. We lose most of our cards. Now, we could always try the Mite over the Dragon Sniper, but based on that last turn... Okay, maybe it is still Mite because there's lots of boosts that we could top deck too. Yeah, dude, anyone's game. Anyone's for sure. Could be Quintoris number 2. And if they hit another Sage of the Skies, then I think we're actually losing then after that. It's going to be Ride's End for the Baloth, which is terrible news, but... Oh, okay. It was still gonna be a Sage of the Skies. And it's like I said, this is now heavily leaning towards the opponent. Without the Mite giving the boost, it doesn't really matter now that we don't have Trample. Yeah, I said if they hit a Sage of the Skies, it's heavily leaning towards them. I don't know about this one, man. Still swing with the Dragon Sniper, I suppose. Keep the Mite back. Keep the Forest in hand. Still dump the other Snipers on the board. They don't know what's in hand. I'm pretty sure they go back up to 8 here. So I got 3 cards in hand too, so hopefully they miss a little bit next turn. And hopefully we don't miss. Hopefully we find that boost to the Mite that we desperately need. I'm on the edge of my seat. Oh, a Praiser. It's probably going to be the 3rd Sage of the Skies, unfortunately, guys. Oh, no. Brutal stuff. A brutal deck list versus the right deck list, and I'd say they're versing the right deck list here for sure. I'll take the block. get the Sage of the Skies out of the air. They go back up to 10. And we do find a Llanowar Elves, which is not terrible, I suppose. We could go for the swing. They take 1, but then they just gain all that back anyways off of their Sage of the Sky swings. So it doesn't really matter too much. We'd rather save the Dragon Sniper as a blocker as long as they miss removal for the Dragon Sniper. Yeah. Okay, Virtue of Loyalty gets them a Knight. Oh no, the 4th Sage of the Skies, guys. Right. I think that's game, actually. Right, so we could take out one of these. And I guess we could double block the Appraiser, but that's not that great for us, is it? A Dragon Sniper being a little bit of an MVP, trying his dandiest to actually clean up all this lifelink in the air. Save the forest. There's no reason to actually play it right now. Not in this deck list, at least. Yeah, once we got enough mana, we got enough mana. And then if we eventually find more things to do off the top. Earlier, guys, did I miss 3 damage anywhere on some swings? I might have, right? If I would have been a little greedier with certain swings and actually dumping things on the board. But for a while there, we didn't really know what we were up against. So yeah, if we were up against like Pinnacle Star Cage, that would have been really bad. But there was probably like 3 points of damage that I missed here. So we can't completely blame the deck list on this one. They go ahead, they get all the Atali's Favor out of the deck list and packed onto their creatures. And we'll go ahead and let the opponent have a pretty fun swing here. As they got 10 in the air this turn, and they hit all that beautiful extra damage from the Quint's Insight too, so it's actually pretty cool, right? And they don't even have to swing on the ground, they got 10 in the air. Good game, opponent. Alright, let's keep the ball rolling, dude. I think this deck list is more than capable of actually pulling off some more victories. I think we can get one more match in, and I think we can end on that high note. And even if we don't, I'm still relatively satisfied with what the deck list was able to do today. And there's a real possibility that some of these losses are actually just coming down to me and how I'm choosing to play it out too. So with it being such an explosive deck list, there's like a similar vibe to the Slick Shot Show Off deck lists, right? Where you can put it all in now, or you can try to be a little patient and try to push all the damage in next turn too, or yeah, split it into chunks. So there's like some of those decisions, but they're not hard decisions really, which is nice. So sticking to the simple plan. Going first this often today was really good for us. Llanowar Elves. Ew. I'm kidding, Llanowar Elves. I'm kidding. It's only gross when the opponents play Llanowar Elves. Right, so we could go for the swing and maybe they trade, but I doubt it. I guess Baloth is the best bet to push excess damage before they run away with the landfall. The trade is fantastic for us if that's what they want to do. However, there's also a chance we win next turn if they don't trade. Like, we could easily win on this backswing. Let's see it. Let's see it, opponent. I mean, look at our hand, dude. Some removal would be important for them. They do have an Abrade, maybe? They pay the 2 for the Stomping Ground. Baloth is out of the equation, guys. So, not winning on any backswing right now. No, maybe I'm wrong. It's Llanowar Elves. Still got 2 mana open. They paid the 2 guys on the Stomping Ground. Wildlings still have 1 mana open. They grab a mountain. They do go for the swing on the Llanowar Elves. I'd say all that works out in our favor really nicely. Wow, Rhino's Rampage is pretty good here too, but we want to make sure we push We want to make sure we push the 13 through no matter what. They only have a Llanowar Elves that they can't tap, so we go Overprotect on the Mite to give it trample, and then Giant Growth to the Mite, and then we swing, boost the Baloth, 17 trampling damage. If we missed the like Giant Growth or something, then the Rhino's Rampage still would have been really good here. Actually, how much damage would that have been? It would be Overprotect and Rhino's Rampage, so 4 extra power on the Mite pop the Llanowar Elves. And then 5 extra on the Baloth would have been 8. That would have been 12 damage, right? Yeah, dude, out of nowhere, you can win when you got that Mite on the board. It's too bad we can't play with like 8 Mites in this deck list or something, right? Because it's definitely the main build around, but that doesn't mean that we can't push the damage without it too, so. And then also, if the opponent was a little bit more cautious about the stomping grounds, what was their end total? Then we really, really would have needed that extra Giant Growth as well. End of video packs. Look at us go. Tark here. I think oh, apparently I do. I was going to say, I don't think I have everything from Tark here, but I guess I do. That's makes me a little sad, actually, but it's also a good thing, too. Giant Craft Helm. Let's go. That's like my 4th one, I think. We have to do it like a full build around. Around that card at some point. I don't know what or how to build around it. Like what would even be in the deck list. So whenever a creature you control with mana value 5 or greater enters, you may attach this equipment to it. The equipped creature gets +4/+4. The equip cost is very steep at 5, so you really want to equip this for free, or maybe have some other cards that help you equip it for free as well. But it's a cool card, man. It's nice to have all 4 of them, because I do think we'll build around that at some point. Here's the deck list again, guys. I liked it a lot. We lost a lot today too, right? I actually don't know. It felt like we lost a lot. Like, did we get a 50%? No, I think we did worse than a 50%, which might be about right, honestly. But I feel like this style of explosive build, this one's relatively budget friendly, isn't it? We do have some rares packed in with District Mascot, Frenzied Baloth, and Pawpatch Recruit. And then the rest are uncommons and commons, I think. Of course, the forests, just forests over here in the mana base. So a very budget-friendly mana base, right? Then we got our uncommons. Yep. We got our commons, uncommons, commons. Llanowar Elves is usually common. Correct? Let's double check in here. Yes, Llanowar Elves is common from Foundations. Pretty budget friendly, guys. Absolutely. And then some of these are just like, depending on what deck list you're usually playing, might be worth the craft. I'd say out of all the ones worth the craft, probably Pawpatch Recruit. I played the heck out of Pawpatch Recruit at this point. It's made the cut in so many different builds. I'm usually very hesitant to say worth the craft. It's a beautiful little 1-drop. It's still going to make the cut in a lot of my builds in general, a lot of different Selesnya and Gruul and Bunny Rabbits, Mono Green, all of it, dude, all of it. I love Pawpatch Recruit, one of my favorite cards in Standard. I'd say this is worth the craft, man, if you play green, of course. If you play deck lists that want a creature like this. If you only play like big green style deck list, even then Pawpatch Recruit's not bad in like ramp. Like Pawpatch Recruit isn't that terrible even in like a Simic Doppelgang. I don't think I'd personally put Pawpatch Recruit in a Doppelgang deck list, but it still wouldn't be that bad, especially if you got a lot of other creatures. Well, anyways, that's besides the point, guys. How about District Mascot? Probably not worth the craft, but still it's really neat to have the extra saddle ability in here. You could base this one on your collection pretty easily too, guys. Maybe you only have like 1 District Mascot. That's fine. Put 1 in, be happy about it. Go up something else that you really enjoy for the deck list too. That Trash the Town is like always on my mind. I think Trash the Town would have been fantastic today, even if it is just a 1-of in here. So consider that one, as that was in the honorable mentions. And that's a card I'm always thinking about too. It's those spree cards are really underplayed. So Frenzied Baloth. this would be one where it would only be worth the craft if you're like big on mono green. And then the problem with that is right now in standard, the meta mono green is just mono green landfall, which you know, it's just everywhere all the time, which unfortunately being such a cool deck list, it ends up being quite a boring deck list then since we see it so often. And Frenzied Baloth really doesn't make the cut in mono green landfall, but maybe you're a big fan of Stompy. Frenzied Baloth just has so much packed onto it. It's crazy. 2 mana, 3/2 trample haste. If that's all it was, I'd still be playing with it, but then also it can't be countered. Then all of a sudden creature spells you control can't be countered. Then also combat damage can't be prevented. Bro. Every time I look at Baloth, that's crazy, dude. But yeah, it wouldn't be worth the craft if you don't visit a lot of mono green. And then also if you're only visiting meta mono green, that's just going to look like landfall. So it's, again, it wouldn't be worth the craft. There's other things you could probably consider for that could be a good budget trade in. Everything else being commons and uncommons, I love Dragon Sniper in deck lists that know how to boost the Dragon Sniper, because even if it was just Vigilance and Reach, that's not a terrible for a 1-drop, right? But they threw a Death Touch on there too. All of a sudden, when it pairs with your trampling cards, like you plot up an Alchemist, for example, or you can give trample with the Overprotect too, all of a sudden that Death Touch gets super deadly. I like Rhino's Rampage as the removal. Yeah, but it could also be your removal of choice, right? Hard-hitting question made the cut in the honorable mentions for a very, very good reason. This was cool, man. This was cool. I had a lot of fun with this, and I do feel like maybe a couple losses came down to my decisions, and the ordering does matter. It's not going to be particularly complicated ordering, but it's still going to matter, right? Like, do I play around this next turn, or do I just dump it all in right now? So you got to really know what you're up against sometimes. I think us going first a lot today, that was actually pretty lucky. For this deck list, going first is pretty important because you get to that 4th turn and the opponent only took 3 turns. Now's your chance to win, right? They tapped out for their 3-drop or whatever. Yeah, it's too bad that we couldn't play with more mites or more cards that are like Mite, because definitely the main build around. I mean, holy cow, dude. Holy cow. Does it ever slam that damage through? And then Giant Growth too, man. In the right build, Giant Growth is kind of underplayed, right? Because most of the time it just ends up being 1 mana, 3 damage to the opponent's face. Because if you get a unblocked creature through, you just target that unblocked creature. But then also it acts as protection versus burn removal. It acts as protection versus removal that's like minus, like nowhere to run. So I don't know. I really like Giant Growth. Maybe it's a little janky, but maybe not too, bro. So I don't know. Keep your eye on it for sure. It's just a common too, so you could easily slide a couple of these into certain deck lists that have a lot of creatures swinging in and then see how it goes, you know? Okay, guys, enough rambling, huh? If you made it this far in, y'all are champions for real. I super duper appreciate you, and I see you in the next video.